is meant to protect the person receiving the compliment from the evil eye. No point in Greece is more than 85 miles, 137 kilometers from water. Greece has about 9,000 miles of coastline, the 10th longest in the world. Greece was once a mass of rock that was completely underwater. When a tectonic plate crashed into Europe, the collision created Greece's mountainous ranges. The plate is still moving and causes earthquakes all around the Aegean. Soldiers, or hoplites in ancient Greece, wore up to 70 pounds, 33 kilograms of bronze armor. The first historian is considered to be the Greek writer Herodotus, 485 to 425 BC, the author of the first great book of history on the Greco-Persian Wars. Herodotus's book is a major symbol in the novel The English Patient. The ancient Greeks are often called the inventors of mathematics because they were the first to make it a theoretical discipline. The work of Greek mathematicians such as Pythagoras, Euclid, Archimedes, and Apollonius lies at the basis of modern mathematics. The first Greek philosopher is considered to be Thales of Miletus, 624 to 546 BC. He was the first to give a natural explanation of the origin of the world rather than a mythological one. The Peloponnesian War, 431 to 404 BC, between Athens and the Peloponnesian League, led by Sparta, left ancient Greece in ruins and marked the end of the golden age of Greece. A Spartan specialty was a black soup made from salt, vinegar, and blood. No one in the rest of Greece would drink it. The British poet Lord Byron, 1788 to 1824, was so enamored with the Greeks that he traveled to Greece to fight against the Turks and the Greek War of Independence. He contracted a fever there and died at the age of 36. The Greeks considered him a national hero. The word barbarian comes from the Greek barbaroi, which means people who don't speak Greek and therefore sound like they're saying bar bar bar. One of the dishes enjoyed by ancient Greek men at feasts was roast pig stuffed with thrushes, ducks, eggs, and oysters. Most feasts were for men only, though there were female entertainers. This was not considered a respectable occupation for women. The first Greek tragedy was performed in 534 BC and was staged by a priest of Dionysus named Thespius. He also wrote and performed a part separate from the traditional tragic chorus, which also designated him as the first actor. In fact, the word thespian actor derives from his name. At its height, Greek colonization reached as far as Russia and France to the west and Turkey to the east. Pre-Socratic Greek philosopher Anaximander, 610 to 546 BC, is credited with writing the first philosophical treatise and making the first map of the known world. He can also be considered the first scientist who recorded a scientific experiment. Spartan warriors were known for their long, flowing hair. Before a battle, they would carefully comb it. Cowardly soldiers would have half their hair and half their beards shaved off. Wealthy people would sacrifice animals at the temples. Poor people who couldn't afford live animals person with the most names had to leave town for 10 days, in 10 days for 10 years. Only boys and men were actors in Greek plays. They wore large masks so audience members could see what part they were playing. Theater staff carried big sticks because sometimes the huge audiences would get excited by a play and would riot. The term ancient Greece usually refers to the time between Homer, 750 BC, and the Roman conquest of Ptolemaic Egypt, Antony and Cleopatra, 30 BC. Democracy in Athens was significantly different from modern democracies in that it was both more participatory and exclusive. There were also no political parties in Athenian democracy. The Greeks would sacrifice 100 bulls to Zeus during each Olympics. The Greeks revolutionized the art of sculpture. Instead of stiff poses and blank faces, Greek artists began to carve statues of people that showed both movement and emotion. The Greek Temple of Artemis, built on the site of two earlier shrines dating back as far as the 8th century BC in modern-day Turkey, was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It was built around 550 BC and was destroyed in 356 BC by Herodotus. The Parthenon, place of the Parthians from Parthenos or Virgin, was built almost 2,500 years ago and sits on the Acropolis above the city of Athens. It actually featured colorful sculptures and a large gold and ivory statue of Athena. It took 15 years to build. The ancestors of the Greeks were Indo-Europeans who entered Greece around 1900 BC. They lived alongside the Minoans for many centuries before giving rise to the Mycenaean civilization, which ended abruptly in the 12th century BC. After a dark ages of 300 years in which the knowledge of writing was lost, Greece gave birth to one of the most influential civilizations the world has ever known, classical Greece. By law, the only people eligible for citizenship in Sparta were direct descendants of the original Doric settlers. Because of this, there were never more than about 6,000 to 7,000 male citizens in Sparta, compared with up to 40,000 in Athens. Greece's highest elevation is the legendary home of Zeus and the other Olympic gods and goddesses, Mount Olympus, at 9,750 feet, 2,917 meters. Its lowest elevation is the Mediterranean Sea, or sea level. Alexander the Great was the first Greek ruler to put his own face on Greek coins. Previously, Greek coins had shown the face of a god or goddess education every year. About 10% of Greek adults are unemployed. Even with a college education, it's hard to find a job. Greece's currency, the drachma, was 2,650 years old and Europe's oldest currency. The drachma was replaced with the euro in 2002. Throughout history, Greeks have loved the sea. With more than 1,800 merchant ships in service, Greece has one of the largest fleets in the world. Aristotle Onassis and Stavros